to them, "Why do you reason because you have no bread? Do you not yet perceive nor understand? Is your heart still hardened? Having eyes, do you not see? And having ears, do you not hear? And do you not remember when I broke the 5 loaves for the 5,000? And he asked them a question. He says, "How many baskets full of fragments did you take up?" And they answered wisely, 12. I just want to show you something that you've got Jesus, and he uses the disciples' hands to multiply 5 loaves, 4 fish, I think it was, and 3 fish. And they ended up feeding at least 5,000 men, which is about 10,000 people total, because the women and children were there as well. It wasn't just all men out in the wilderness. And he uses his disciples to do something awesome. He uses his disciples to do the miraculous. And then he gets on a boat, he boards a boat, and he quizzes them. He quizzes them. He tells them, "Beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and the Sadducees." And they immediately go to what they didn't have. They immediately think in the natural, and they go, "Oh my God, no one brought any bread." How many of you guys know that Jesus uses everything to teach us, and when he teaches us, it's never to shame us? This lesson that they're having right now, April, is a private lesson. It's private. The multitudes are back on shore. It's Jesus one-on-one with his disciples, and he goes, "Great, you did an awesome job, but now I have to show you something." I went to Matthew's baseball game, his first game, last Saturday, and I'm standing on the sideline, and I see my son walk out for the first inning, and he goes behind the home plate, and he's the catcher. You know what the catcher does, right? If you don't know, the pitcher takes the ball, throws it as hard as he can, this rock-solid ball, at the catcher, and the catcher has to catch that ball from behind the plate. When I saw my son go back there, I go, "Why is Matthew playing catcher?" And so the parent says, "Somebody has to play it." And I said, "Why my son?" Because I have never seen him practice being a catcher. I haven't worked with him on being a catcher, and I've come to practices, and I've never seen a coach take him to the side and teach him how to be a catcher. In fact, before the game, pre-game, he wasn't practicing catching. So why is he the catcher? And so I proceeded to approach, not assault, but approach the coach right before the game, and I said, "Why is Matthew with the catcher position?" And he goes, "Somebody has to do it." And I said, "Come here, sir, please. Somebody has to do it, but when did you practice it?" And he said, "Somebody has to do it." And I said, "But not during the game. You never use the game to practice performing, to practice something you should have been practicing." And the reality is, my son was getting beamed all over the place. What I feared most came upon him. Bing, bing, and I'm looking at the frustration on my son's face. He didn't know what he was signing up for. Furthermore, he didn't even have the right glove. He was using the glove that I bought him for Walmart. And it wasn't a catcher's mitt. He didn't have the tools. He didn't have the experience, and he was getting hurt. What's the point? It's the same way in church. Jesus would never put you in real life action when he did not prepare you in practice for what you're doing. If you cannot love people in here, if you cannot disagree with people in here, how are you going to? Matter of fact, if you can love people in here, if you can love church folk, if you can love people in here, see, this is practice. And what we're doing right now is practicing. Practicing what? Practicing. You're excited. Practicing thinking spiritual. We live in a natural world. And I'm not saying that the natural world is not real, but there is a superior world that if you don't learn about, you will get hurt, you will get hit, you will get bruised. And I know life teaches us some things, but listen, every lesson does not come with pain every time. If you would learn what he's trying to teach us in these moments, in these experiences, we will grow and become the people that he designed us to be. So please save me the speech about you don't need to go to church to be a Christian. You're right, you don't. You were a Christian before you came. But this is practice. Let me ask you, how are you doing your practice? Are you practicing this spiritual walk? Because when God spoke to me also when I was up, he was talking a lot, obviously. God was running his motor mouth today. Bless you, Daddy. He said, during the week you can say, "I love you." But all week long, you're supposed to be asking questions, probing the Lord, meditating. Have you asked God any questions this week? No, really. He didn't say you need the answer this week. Have you asked God any question this week? Because where there's no question, there's no meditating. He says you need to, it don't matter whether you understand it or not. Just read it and then ask what it means. He says, I need you to meditate, because when you do that, it won't matter. I'm all for seasons. Rich season, poor season, we're in the season of prosperity, we're in the harvest season. I'm cool with all that. But this word right here says, it don't even matter what the season is. Then when you meditate on the word of God, you stay fresh. You stay green. You don't wither when it ain't the right season. You lose your patience when you gotta wait. You stay in that place. Also, I heard the Lord when I was up there say, it's a good thing when God tells you to wait. It only means He wants to spend more time with you. In the car, on your job, at that doctor's appointment. Somebody say, wait. He wants to be with you, not in that season, but in this season. He wants you to experience Him right here, not over there. But you got to meditate, think deeply, drink from the well of His Word. Are you here? But the point is not to know His Word. The Pharisees knew His Word. The Sadducees knew His Word. How many quotes Scripture here? But Moses knew the heart of God. And the children of Israel were only acquainted with His ways. They knew what God did, they knew the book, they knew the law, but they didn't know His heart. And God is a heart man. God wants your heart. Do you engage during praise and worship? Do you engage in Him? He wants your heart. He wants you to lead with your chest, man. He wants your affections. Stay with me.